Your Uncle Don't Know Nothing podcast. Your host, Sauce, the analyst, Doc Prime, Big Play Joe, MJ the Playmaker, and Coach Peyton.
Now, Shannon Sharpes, he might be biased on this one. He said that the 2000 Ravens defense would never, ever be duplicated, and that's the greatest defense of all times. Agree or disagree? And if you disagree, give me something better.
Disagree. 85 Bears. All day. 85 Bears all day. 72 sacks. Was only averaging 12 points a game. They had all pros on every side of the defense. The whole defense could have been in the Pro Bowl. They had an awesome game manager of Jim McMahon. Walter Payton ran for over 1,800 yards that year. Willie Gault was the fastest man alive. He ran a 9 route every week. It was torture, guys. And Matt Suey, the running back, was fullback, open up holes for Walter Payton to handle his business. And that defense just kept people off the team. And, to see the Bears defense live and direct in that 85 season was incredible. And no one matched that defense. The Ravens, they had Tony, what the guy last name, but they had Trent Dilfer came in. Then they had I forgot the guy last name, but first name Tony, the other quarterback. And their quarterback play was super subpar. They had the nice running game with the guy from Tennessee, and the defense, they didn't really play nobody. Yeah, I think most of the teams they played it. They played the low scoring AFC Central at the time, AFC Central, and you had the Cleveland Browns wasn't good. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the decline because Coward had he was there, but he just got there. Let me see what else. The Cincinnati Bengals wasn't good until Marvin Lewis left the Bengals team. Left the Ravens team to be the coach for Cincinnati. So that's how he got the job for the Cincinnati, because he was the defensive coordinator for that Ravens team. The Ravens team did have Ray Lewis, and they had the rest of the guys. But the thing about that, the competition in the AFC was kind of weak. Very weak. Very weak. And then they played the Giants in the Super Bowl. Kerry Collins, he won't nobody. And then they had Tiki Barber, he wasn't as good as advertised at the time because he had fumbling issues. They got blew out in the Super Bowl, 30-47, something like that. But the 85 Bears was dominating. When I say dominating, they can hit Wilbur Marshall, everybody, Richard Dent, Durison. They had, oh my God, they was killing guys out there. And, Mike Singletary, you had a game plan around him, just like Ray Lewis. But you had a game plan at the whole defense. That 46 defense was never seen. Buddy Ryan schemed one of the best defensive years of all time.
But all right.
Tony Banks.
I think
Tony Banks.
There's three defenses that I think are in the conversation: the 76 Steelers, the 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. This is really like nitpicking here, but I think you could flip a three-sided coin. But I'll say let's take the 76 Steelers out because they didn't win the Super Bowl that year. All right. So we got the Bears, we got the Ravens. I think it's a coin flip. You could pick either one. The Bears beat Steve Grogan and my Patriots in the Super Bowl 46-10. I don't think that was a, super test of your defense beating on Steve Grogan. What the Ravens did that year, I got to be honest. Trent Dilfer has to be one of the worst Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in the history of the league. And I love Trent, man. I got no disrespect against Trent, right? But that was a defense carrying that team. All right. The Bears had, Jim McMahon, who was a little bit better, well, a lot better than Trent Dilfer. So, when I look at defenses and I think iconic, I think that the Ravens defense probably had the best linebacker of all time and the best safety of all time. Ed Reed and Ray Lewis were the two best at their positions. That right there alone is going to give you a great defense. I think dealing with the 2000s, there was a lot of things going on in 2000 that were a little bit different from 85. So, I agree. I got to give Shannon Sharpes some credit here and say, yeah, he may be biased, but he's not off. If I flip the coin, most of the time it's going to tell me that Ravens defense, which I watched with my own eyes, was the best defense to ever do.
I don't think Ed Reed was there then. He came the year after. He was still with Miami. That Miami team, good Lord.
And Miami team. No, he wasn't there. You're right.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm gonna choose a different defense. I don't care to discuss it either. I don't.
He was say the doomsday defense.
Yeah.
He the doomsday defense. I knew it. He gonna say the doomsday defense. The doomsday defense.
I'm going with the doomsday. The 77 boys. The big shoulder pads. I'm going with the 77 boys. I don't want to discuss it. That's it. Now the 85 Bears, that's one you can throw up there. They had 100 on Tecmo Bowl, and
that was a hard ace. 100 on Tecmo Bowl for real.
Hey, but it's a defense that never it's a defense that was so underrated they never talked about. Was the 84 49ers. They only lost one game, and they shut down. Look who they played in the Super Bowl. Dan Marino, the first quarterback, threw for 5,000 yards. They had the Duper brothers and all that, and they had everything, and they had to go against Dan Marino, and they shut them down. So nobody talks. And then the only team that we lost to, it was controversial, was we had to go to Three River Stadium and play the Steelers. We lost by 3 points. Everything else we won.
Hey, you know what, man? You know what? Because I do go back to the Cowboys a lot, but it's something different with you. You remind me. You remind me of OJ when he was on Cam and them show before he passed away. It ain't matter what you ask OJ. He bringing it back to the Bills some kind of way.
Yep.
They be like, come on, Juice, just answer the question. Yep. What the Bills got to do with this? And the backdrop you got, the hat, the background it screams Juice, because I don't care what we ask you.
Juice did play for the 49ers.
I can ask you, hey man, where did you get those rims from on your car? And you'll be like, oh, I ordered these from California, man. And you know what's crazy? Those rims cost 3,567 yards, and that's the same. It's crazy though that I think of this, because that year the 49ers had somehow you gonna tie the 49ers is them that the price of the rims add up to some kind of yardage in San Francisco.
Hey, it don't matter.
It don't matter. You gonna bring it back to the Niners, man.
The next presidential election, he gonna be like, all right, look, I know this just happened, but you know what this reminded me of? The last time the 49ers won the Super Bowl, the election, blah, 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 blah. You're like, what?
It's coming back to the Niners for sure. For sure.
You know, I know LeBron doing another season in LA, but you know that the 49ers is looking.
Yeah. I'm telling you. It's coming back to the Niners, man.